What if AI could handle your most repetitive tasks? With Google Workspace Studio, you can automate workflows, track actions. Done with Google Workspace.
There we go. Good morning, guys. Let's take the time, sit, listen to our thoughts, give ourselves some RCG, and appreciate the morning. Good morning, good morning. Guys, have you taken your RCG this morning? I know it's something that we talk about a lot, but have you truly taken it and really thought about what does that mean when we're talking about RCG? Have you really gone into the depths of what RCG means for each one of us? Because our lives are different to be ready here for. The capabilities, the opportunities will be afforded are going to be different. The outcomes will be different. And our gratitude is going to shift as a result of that because we all have different things and we all don't have different things. So really, let's take the time to really think about what RCG means, guys. We all have something at the front of our minds that generally weighs heavier than a lot of other things. And sometimes we're so in the moment that we don't get a chance to really address it or respond the way we'd like to. So when you're not in that moment, such as this, think about what you would do. What is your plan? When we were younger, they called it a fire escape from school, and you had a drill for it. It means you prepared for it ahead of time. So what are we doing for those fire drills now? Because we see a lot of people now, they are very reactionary. There's no thought. It's all emotion, very little logic, and it makes the news because a lot of times there's a tragic result. We can curb a lot of that within ourselves. Thinking ahead of time. If you were to take a trip, you would plan your flight, your travel, your lodgings. This is the same thing. You're planning ahead before it gets to that point. Be able to calm your mind, sometimes change your mind. A lot of times, what we often tell ourselves is to be prepared for combat, be prepared to be defensive, walking around with armor on when we don't have to. But we leave it on because that's what we're used to. We haven't been shown or figured out that's different for us. So, what is your RCG telling you? Remember, you are a world champion. There's nobody better on this planet in this history of humanity that's better at being you than you. And that belt that's around your waist will tell you that. But shine that belt. Polish your belt every day. And understand you don't lose it, you give it away. That that special thing that you and a lot of people do give it away because they don't know themselves, because they haven't taken the time to sit with themselves. That's why something like meditation is important. It may not be like this. You can sit on the couch, you can be going for a drive, you can go for a walk. This is just the state of being with your own thoughts. Being with your thoughts and facing them realistically. Most of the time, when we're sitting really deep by ourselves, we know the truths. We know if we gave a full effort or not. We know if we were satisfied or not. That's a subconscious. But what do we say in our conscious? We tell somebody that it was okay, or that yes, I did my best, but deep, 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 deep down, we know. And that's the important place to be, to really know that. Not just know it, but act on it. Once we realize that, we have to get out of the delusion. Don't stay in the delusion to tell yourself that your effort was your best if you know that it wasn't. Because the only person that it poisons is ourselves. Because that thought and that action over time becomes a habit, and that habit can become your character. Take this time, like chess. You're just thinking moves ahead. You're just thinking moves ahead. It's not manipulation, it's navigation. We don't need to move other people if we can move ourselves. And therefore, we're mapping out so many different so many different ways to get to where we need to be. You should always have more than one path home. And home is back to your calm, back to your serenity, back to your peace of mind. Home is not just your address on a street. Home is you. Home is where you will always be standing. Nice deep breaths. In the nose, try out the nose. No anxious breaths, just nice and smooth. And again, with RCG, some people will call it a prayer, some people will call it an affirmation, meditation. You can call it stoicism, insightfulness. So many different ways to get yourself to the same conclusions as to how to better ourselves. And we're just doing it in micro fragments. We don't have to have large shape shifting epiphanies. Just little micro doses of change help us each time out. RCG, have you told yourself that I'm ready, I'm capable, and I'm grateful? And if you really explored what that means for you, that they're not just words, they actually have meaning. And for each one of us, the meaning will be different because we're all different. But we certainly can't experience growth the same. Find a focal point. This is letting that one thing that weighs heaviest in the front of your mind, this is starting to undo the knots, starting to figure out the strategy, starting to see where those puzzle pieces fit, where the equation starts to give you a sum. Find your answers. They're in you. They're not outside of you. Your answers are in you. So make sure you reflect before you project, whether that's looking for answers or apportioning blame. It's in you. Now, the thing about meditation, guys, is you don't have to. You don't have to be in a seated position like this. One of my favorite things to do is just lay flat with my palms up in the cadaver pose. And this is how I started meditation. It wasn't outdoors, it was indoors, and I was in my garage, and I darkened the room so it was completely black. And I put on some music, some new age music. It sounds very cliche, but that's what got me going. The cadaver allows you just to kind of lay. You don't have to sit up worrying about your position or pose. That's really what we want with meditation, is to clear our mind of all these other distractions. Sometimes it's a physical distraction as well. And I've been really fortunate to have been able to channel in the ability to be in a meditative state while doing other things, that I can get into that subconscious. I think we all have that ability to really be deep in thought and not always a prisoner of the moment. As much as I like to be in the now, I think sometimes being in now and later sometimes are a good thing. Or now and then. Again, those smooth, deep breaths in the nose. You can go out the nose, in the nose, out the nose. Calm the mind, calm the body, calm the soul. Lower that blood pressure, take away some of that anxiety. Dismiss those stressors. When you get home, meaning into your subconscious, just like when you're at home, when you walk into home, you don't track muddy feet all over your house, because that's what the world had for you. Don't track muddy feet into your subconscious either. Learn to leave some of those things outside of yourself. It's not meant for you to carry. It's meant for you to observe, experience, and learn from and grow from. But it's not meant for you to carry. Calm your mind. What does your day look like? And then what does your day look like if it doesn't go to plan? At that point, the only thing you have is your response to it. Will it be charged with anger and blame? Or will it be received with acceptance and gratitude? Something as simple as a flat tire or a dead battery on our car can certainly seem like the start to a bad day. But if you stop and think that you have a car, it's a blessing in itself to have such a luxury. And if you've walked out of your home to that car, you're blessed twice. You have a home. You may have left your loved ones behind in that home. Yet another blessing. Blessing for food, running water, all of those things when compiled against a vehicle that's temporarily inoperable should really play on our minds. Inconvenience is not suffering. while you're going through these thoughts, trying to solve these equations in your mind, your body, or your soul, think of your best answer. Just like writing a paper, sometimes we'll erase something and find better words for it. What are we going to say or do in that moment? And if you're not sure, reference the resources around you, the people you trust, the people you respect, and ask. There's nothing wrong with asking, especially when it is free of the ego. Ask like you don't know, because you don't know. And that's a good thing. It means there's always room to learn and grow. Smooth breathing, relaxed thought. I feel lighter physically. And that's because I feel lighter mentally. And I feel lighter in my soul. Every person, anywhere, of all walks, backgrounds, lifestyles, have some form of meditation. Some people call it fishing. Some people call it hiking. Some people call it reading. Others call it painting. Some go running. And many others will just simply lay in a position and think. But there's something out there for each one of us. Take those deep, fulfilling breaths right here. Adequate chest rise and fall. If you like, put your hands right here and feel. Feel that slowing heart rate. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it won't matter. Which is really just speaking to accepting what happens. We can't always change or control what happens to us, but we can control what we do about it. Our thoughts are our own. We're free to have those. So do you choose to accept the lesson with gratitude or reject it with hostility and blame? Because again, it starts within. Reflect before project. These are the same thoughts that are either constructive or destructive. Are we building up or are we choosing to tear down? I can visualize Major while he's out planting. He's out in the tractor having a meditative mind. He knows what he's doing, but he also can be with his thoughts. I can see Scree walking with Sophie, walking the trails, and again, being situationally aware, but out there with thought. I see Jason on his new forklift, and again, he's very mindful of the rules and regulations of safety and health, but he can also be in a meditative state. You can be deep in thought as you are moving about the world. I can see it for you. Can you see it for yourself? Beautiful, guys. So all we're taking is 30 minutes. We're going to get down to it shortly. I'm going to meet you at the park. And then we'll get those 100 push-ups. And we're going to get the day started. It's a beautiful day, guys. You're all beautiful people, and we're all capable of beautiful things. RCG, guys. Much love.